The silver price going up is what we're talking about today, especially in comparison with gold and copper to a lesser extent, and then shares. So the gold price has been on a tear. We've been talking about for about the last 12, 18 months. It's been up to 3,500 US an ounce. It's now at 3,350 US an ounce, and people are predicting it'll go higher. And silver's hit through 36 US dollars per ounce, which it's only done a couple of other times in history. Silver, about 825 million ounces of it gets produced every year, so almost 1 billion ounces. Now there's basically 33 ounces to the kilo and 33,000 ounces to the ton. So that's the metrics there, 33,000 ounces to the ton. And if you hear people talking about 1 million ounces, well, that's basically 30 odd tons, whether it be gold or silver. Silver's used industrially, medically, and in homeware as well, and in computers, electronics. It's very useful. It's got antibacterial properties to it. But as we said before on this channel, the more that people buy Bitcoin and a range of other digital assets, and they have bank deposits and contracts and real estate and other sorts of value, stores of wealth, they will look to gold and silver more as stores of wealth because they're precious and they're portable as well as useful. Precious, portable, and useful. Now, gold, they produce about 120 million ounces of that per annum. So let me think, what is that? How many tons is that? Well, many tons. Let's put it that way. About 4,000, actually, 4,000 tons. By my reckoning, is what 120 million ounces is, approximately. And the copper market globally is about 22 million tons. And bronze is a copper alloy. So gold, silver, and copper do seem to get mentioned together, including in my book that I've just written, The Glittering History and Legacy of Gold. So find a link to that. It's certainly worth a read on Kindle or in hard copy. But essentially, precious metals, especially ones that you buy, not just the right or an option, or an ETF, but one physical bullion that you buy is different from a share in that companies can go broke and the share becomes worthless. Whereas an ounce of silver or an ounce of gold will always be worth something. Now, its price will fluctuate, but it won't go to zero. There will always be a value for it to you so long as there's another person. Whereas a company, if it goes bankrupt, the shares don't have a value. There's ongoing rights, but you may not be able to get any value from them. So gold and silver are qualitatively different, and that's why they've got a very big future. Now, what that future is, how large it is, we obviously don't know, but it's got both gold and silver have an upward arrow at the moment, which is certainly very positive, and certainly 200-day moving averages, both metals are moving incredibly well. You can look at different charts to see what you think about that. It'll be interesting to see how strong and solid these gains are, or whether there's more volatility. I think Bitcoin is several times more volatile than gold. Silver has always lagged gold. There's always been a big gold to silver ratio, whatever it is, 60-80. It's currently 100, and that's coming down. There have been a couple of times in history when silver was more valuable. Ancient Egypt was the one that really comes to mind because the ancient Egyptians had gold in gold mines and not so much silver. They had to get that from Lebanon. And of course, the Athenians had silver, the Laurium silver mines, which allowed them to pay for a fleet to beat back the Persians in 480 BC. So silver is incredibly useful, but it has always been worth less than gold. Isaac Newton made a mistake with the gold-silver ratio. Well, he made a mistake with the silver value in 1717, and that accidentally created the gold standard, and the Emperor of China insisted in 1581 that all taxes be paid in silver, and that sort of accelerated the slave trade globally because everyone needed more silver bullion. Anyway, looks like silver's doing well. It's got an up arrow. It's caught a bid like gold. Let's see where it goes. Thanks.